So Marcy was somebody who came to our clinic, and she was taking some very strong Crohn's disease medication for Crohn's disease, and that included what they call a biological drug, which these drugs are very, very expensive, and I believe her copay was something like $800 a month. And then she was also on steroids and a chemotherapeutic agent. So she was not doing very well, but as long as she took these very strong medications, she sort of maintained, but she was tired and just knew that she wasn't digesting very well. And so she came to our clinic not wanting any kind of herbs or nutritional supplements, but just to make some dietary modifications. And partly the reason that she wasn't wanting to take any herbs or nutritional supplements is because she was taking some very, very strong medications. So I said, there's absolutely no reason we can't work with diet, and it's very good that you're continuing to take your medications. We don't believe in just willy-nilly going off any kind of medications. And some of these Crohn's medications, by the way, are very, very strong, so you never want to cut them cold turkey because it could cause a rebounding or an exacerbation of your symptoms. And so I said, it's good that you're working with a doctor, and it's good that your doctor does believe in slowly withdrawing these medications if you can get your symptoms under more control. And so we introduced Marci to the Digestive Clearing Diet. We talked about how the first 2 weeks are kind of a winding down phase, and then the other 2 weeks are the real clearing phase. And she looked over the diet and thought it was something that she could do. Her doctors had basically, other than saying give up dairy products, they said that you can eat what you want. And in my experience with hundreds of Crohn's disease patients is a Crohn's disease patient that's willing to take medication can almost eat whatever they want. But if a Crohn's disease patient wants to start winding down or go off some of the medication, it's oftentimes useful to look at the foods that they're eating. And one of the motivating factors, I should say, is that Marci had this $800, I think one medication alone cost $800 a month copay. Altogether, she was paying over $1,000 a month a copay. And so she was very, very motivated to try to work with diet to see if that alone could help control her symptoms. And so bottom line is she did find that the first phase, which is kind of the winding down phase, weeks 1 and 2, were very useful because she had a lot of bad habits that she didn't know were compromising her digestive health. She was drinking a lot of coffee or tea throughout the day. She had given up dairy products, but she felt that on days where she didn't eat wheat, that she seemed to feel a little bit better, and she was wondering why her doctor never told her about that. And then when she finally did do the digestive clearing phase, weeks 3 and 4, she felt much, much better. And when she started to reintroduce some of the foods that she was eating, like drinking more than 1 cup of coffee a day, when she found out when she drank wine because she was a little bit stressed out, when the other thing that seemed to be a problem for her was soy. Somebody had told her that soy was really good, so she began the morning with a soy shake. In the digestive clearing diet, by the way, for the weeks 3 and 4, we don't allow soybeans or any kind of soy milk because it's, after all, a bean, and many people find that beans are very, very hard to digest. So Marci found that if she stayed away from beans, particularly soybeans, and made some of the other suggestions in the diet and in the program, that she did a lot better. Furthermore, in the program, we really talk about the benefits of stress reduction and exercise. And Marci was, not that healthy as a middle-aged person. The last thing she wanted to do was join a gym. And I said that according to the former heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman, the best exercise is walking. And so I said, if it's good enough for George Foreman, it's good enough for you, right, Marci? And Marci said, yeah, I guess so. I can walk every day. And so she started a walking program. She experimented with various stress relieving techniques, and she started incorporating the diet. She began to feel much, much better. And then she had a consult with her doctor, and she said, is it all right if I maybe stop taking these infusions, because this is costing me so much money, and it's really hard to spend this kind of money. So even though the doctor was a gastroenterologist, he was unaware that she was spending over $1,000 a month copay on some of these medications. So he said, well, I wouldn't recommend going cold turkey, but maybe we can take less of the infusions, and maybe we can get you off the chemotherapy drug. So she went off, with her doctor's permission, the chemotherapy drug just quickly, and then she began to titrate or slowly, gradually go off of the infusions that were costing the main part of the $1,000 a month. And she began to feel no different. She began to feel that she had plenty of energy. She always had more energy since beginning the Digestive Clearing program. And over the next 3 to 6 months, she basically, with both seeing me and the gastroenterologist, she gradually withdrew the steroids she was taking. So, and I guess when she first came in, she was on about 40 milligrams of prednisone a day. At the end of the 6 months, she was down to about 5 or 10 milligrams of prednisone a day. And one of the things about prednisone is it causes a lot of side effects. Doctors typically believe that it's a sort of emergency medication. They don't like seeing people on steroids long term because it can thin the bones and lead to other complications, including cardiovascular disease as well. So Marci basically started gradually over a 6-month period going off and going down on the steroids to 5 or 10 milligrams a day. I'm not sure exactly which. And at this point, she became so happy with the changes she had made by diet and lifestyle that she was really willing to try some nutritional supplements and some herbs. So we started her off on peppermint tea, and we had her take an enzyme formula to help her digestive system. And she found out after another few months that she was able to get off the steroids completely. So Marci was just somebody who got an incredible benefit from the program. Today, she's completely off Western drugs. She's able to save $1,000 a month copay from the strong medications. And most importantly, she's symptom-free.